Hello, everyone. It's Amy. Happy Thursday and the week before Thanksgiving. And I think I could be wrong. It's today or tomorrow is the anniversary of JFK's passing. And you know what happened? Well, we kind of know what happened. Didn't even think I was going to mention this right now, but since I am, it's one of those macabre things that I'm sort of always fascinated in that era of time, that very specific era of time that changed, that where everything changed forever, kind of like what we just went through with the election. I'm kind of afraid to say that word to get the algorithms. Can't say anything anymore. And 9/11 and Jan 6, they're all all have that same feeling of the world changes, and we watch a huge shift in society, and it's almost like the timeline shift, or like the Titanic sinking, etc., etc. It really is like tragedy. Buddy Holly dying in a plane crash, and John Lennon being killed, and everything. Yes. November 5th had that feeling. JFK, same thing, same feeling of tragedy. And I know the MAGA people were celebrating, but are they really? Because yes, I do think a whole bunch of them are celebrating, but I also think a lot of them have realized that they were duped. Because I think, first of all, I'll go back to the theory, which it's true that they were brainwashed for years. They've been brainwashed for years, but willingly. They wouldn't have gone there if they had been in their heart space, and if they had had their own internal morals and ethics. I don't think anyone leads you to a place of MAGA cultism, which is darkness, anti-love. I know they argue with that, but but they wouldn't have gotten there unless they were indoctrinated and willingly unwilling to have compassion for an immigrant, a woman, woman's choices, people of different skin color and ethnicity and heritage, and it's just so many things. Or and the false victimhood of what about us. And I'll here's something I always think of, and I always give you these examples because it's what I get, it's my experience, it's how I see things through my life experience. Okay, so when I was in high school, we had nothing. And my high school was this small rinky-dink little school. I mean, it's nice. It was nice, Midwest, little school, no auditorium, no gym. We had to walk up the hill, even in the freezing cold, to use the gym and the football field, etc. We didn't have our own stuff. We did not have our own gym. We didn't have a pool. And when we did plays, and I was in theater and choir and everything, we had to take the cafeteria and push cafeteria tables together, interlock them, and yes, sometimes we fell through to make a stage, and then they had to set up for the curtains, etc. So after I graduated, literally the next year, they did a tax thing where they said on the ballot, would you like your tax money to pay for a new high school? It'll have an auditorium and a pool, yada, yada, yada. And I thought, well, and here I had my own first job and all this, paying my own taxes. And I was like, why should my tax money pay for this brand new school when I never got to have any of that? And then I thought, but I always wanted it. And, it's the right thing to do. So I said yes, I voted yes. A whole bunch of people voted yes, and they built a brand new high school. I feel like MAGA people are the type of people who, when you ask them, would you like to vote for immigrants to receive blah, 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 or women to have rights for blah, 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 and they're like, no, because they never got that stuff. Or they feel the false victimhood of, I never got that. I never had rights. I never had school. I never had free health care. And meanwhile, like, here we have people missing teeth and rotten teeth and veterans with no proper health care and medical bills out the debt, out the Yahoo, and et cetera, et cetera. And you just think, you know, I know that you didn't have it, so therefore you don't want other people to have it, and especially if you think someone's below you from status or ethnicity or whatever, which is wrong, you know, but you don't think anyone else should have it because you didn't have it. But how about you be a hero and you think above yourself and beyond, and you have that compassion and you have that, well, wouldn't it be nice if somebody else could have it when I didn't have it? I feel like that's a lot of the MAGA mindset is. Are they really bad, mean people? Some of them, yes. Some of them, yes. But a lot of them are just like stubborn, hands across the chest. Oh, I didn't get to have that. I didn't get to have health care in college. No one paid off my school if they went to school. Because let's face it, a lot of them didn't. A lot of them are very uneducated. No one helped me pay off my medical debt. I had to work 3 jobs. It's like, here we are. Evolution, progression, trying to get to a better society slowly, getting to where JFK wanted to put us with his, didn't he have his new era whole program, kind of like Biden and like Kamala, this whole thing of like, let's do this and let's get toward this and we'll fast track it and everything. No, it's like jealousy and the thinking of, what do you call it? Not minimalism, but well, I don't know, where you just don't want anyone else to have anything that you didn't get to have. That's called selfishness. But yeah, I think a lot of MAGA people are cruel. They have cruel intentions. They have dark souls. But I think a lot of them are just like that. They're stubborn and obstinate and, well, I didn't get to have it, so you can't have it either. And I certainly don't want immigrants to have it. I mean, think about it like, but in the same breath, they'll say, but I'm so holy. And I had MAGA people saying to me before the election, you Democrats are so hateful. What have we done that's hateful? We literally want people, and you, including everyone in society, to have rights and to feel free and maintain their freedom and to have health care and have all these things, and veterans to have their health care and to secure the border. Like, remember, 45 ruined that bill. He killed the bill. But treat everyone ethically who's already here, and the ones who would cross over, families, children, mothers, fathers, etc. Treat them ethically and give them due process, which DACA did. Anyway, how is that hateful? How is it? Because you called us Nazis. Well, don't act like a Nazi then, you know? Don't act like that. Rant over. I think that's where a lot of them are. So do I think that they have the regret of, oh, maybe we shouldn't have voted for 45? I do think some of them are like, yeah, we didn't want Project 2025. We just wanted 45. We just wanted our icon back. We wanted our, World War II, what do you call it? World Wrestling hero, our rock star. We wanted our Charlie Sheen back. We wanted all that. And he's their whole identity. So a lot of them aren't mean, but they just they haven't grown up yet. I think that's a lot of it. They're not developed yet. I'm sorry. So is that hateful of me to say that? I don't feel it's hateful. I think it's just an observation. And I also have never hated on 45. I hate what he does. I hate what MAGA does, but I don't hate anyone. I don't want to ever be so low that I sit around hating anyone. So let's talk about 45. Okay. So yeah, I feel like a lot of MAGA people feel duped. If they had a chance to vote again, I think a lot of them would not vote for him. Or they would say, now wait a minute, are you with Project 2025? Are you? I think, and what about Elon Musk? What about him? What's he doing? I think a lot of them are having buyer's remorse. And when I say a lot, I mean like maybe 30%. Many of them actually knew and want, and they're just, again, dark souls. There are some really mean MAGA people out there who knew exactly what they were voting for. Now, I still, per my posts and videos, know that this whole thing was, again, the next day I said, Elon used AI for entertainment purposes only to perfectly map out the election results for entertainment purpose only, and put literally like a kid the night before his history test, term paper is due, and wrote into Chat GPT, this is exactly what my paper to be. This is what I want my paper to say. 3 pages, 700 or 1,500 words, or be like 3,000 words, and have these points and all these, the bibliography and everything else, citations. And this is what I want. Here's $25 from my mother sent me money in my PayPal, GoFundMe, whatever, what would it be, Venmo, and I want my paper. So it's like these what do they call him, Poly Market or whatever, with Leland, literally typed in 2022 and 2024 what they wanted for the election results and got them using everything they wanted. And we can predict an election better than pollsters now, which is like, I feel like Alan Lichtman, of all the people, should be like, wait a second. Instead, he was like, I don't know why I got it wrong. I know why you got it wrong. Because we got cheated. I was listening to someone today, and perfect point. In 2020, with all the lawsuits and the Frump doing all the recounts and going to all these lawyers, and they got the discovery, all the papers about the machines. Guess what they got? All the information about the machines. Now, I never said that machines weren't connected to the internet or that they didn't have Wi-Fi or modems. I knew most of them did. But when I said that, people got really mad at me. I'm serious. Because I know we were taught not to say that. 45 gaslit us into not being able to say, because we sounded like them, right? So it's almost like he tricked us. And to say, they're not connected to the internet. So now, of course, what do we feel bad about saying? But it's so obvious. And they are. I did my research. I found an article after the 2020 election, and it literally said they are a whole bunch of voting machines are connected to the internet, have modems and have Wi-Fi and are connected. And they said, and as a warning for future elections, they should do something about this. Did we do anything about it? But here's the thing. Guess who 45 had in place in all these places? All the false elector people. They still had access. And now we had all the ability to have cheat codes, which is, I got AI and I got cheat codes and open tabulators. And then I know this whole, what's this guy, the spoon guy, can't remember his name, with his letter to warn, duty to warn letter. That confirmed everything I was getting about open tabulators and all that. And then I got the keys and all that stuff. I also got that, okay, so like I said, Washington State, they said our machines are not connected to the internet, which is why they had burning boxes, because that's the most election interference they could do there. Pennsylvania, the state to lose, all day, bomb threats. There was no real bombs, but the bomb threats worked, and people turned away, couldn't vote. Weeks before the fraudulent ballots, remember that? Oh, but you can come in and vote on election day. And remember I said, yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to vote on election day. This is part of the scheme. This is part of the scheme for entertainment purposes only. There were so many steps in how this was stolen. So, and I won't go in, I've already told you everything, but let me just say this. It was like the AI election, mapping out everything, mapping out, polymarket all the results for entertainment purposes only, AI. Modems, tabulators, cheat codes, keys, ballots that would say, let's say the tabulator is open, right? And the cheat code set 6 to 8 p.m. election night. That's what I keep getting. All the votes start getting tabulated. So here's one for Frump. Okay, grab it. It got his name, got that vote. Now everything on the down ballot, whoosh, poof. Okay, now, next one. Oh, no, red flag. It says Kamala. Get her name. Nope. Okay, down ballot. Poof, grab, poof. So my theory is that a whole bunch of our ballots did get counted, but the system went poof. And so if we did hand recounts, we would see a major difference. So you get what I'm saying? And look at it. You can tell. It doesn't take a genius. It doesn't take a psychic. In fact, I think it's laughable that anybody out there would say, nothing happened. It was all perfectly safe and normal. Really? The guy that stole documents, top secret documents, who had an insurrection, who had new lawsuits out the Yahoo, and really? That guy wouldn't cheat? And then Leland Luss, the guy who did all this other crap, the fix was in. I feel like when Leland bought Twitter, that was the beginning. 2022 was huge. That was like a test run in the primaries, and they were like, "Oh, we got by with it." Now, why did 45 come out to his rallies and say, "Please vote for me, just this one last time, and you'll never vote again"? Because they had to make it look somewhat legit, right? I do feel like they added votes for him. I do, but I feel like he really was like, "Please, make it look legit." I've probably rambled enough. I don't know if I'm even making sense, but I'm in between shifts today, and it's been quite a week. I wrote up that whole document. Computer died instantly. And by the way, I wrote it up, copy paste, put it in an email, send it to myself. Computer died. Can't get my computer back. I've done everything. It's dead. I'm mourning the loss of my beloved computer that I used for everything. Good thing I backed up a lot. But that document that I wrote about the election didn't send, and I can't access it. So you tell me, the universe or some entity out there has decided not to let me have that document, but I pretty much have told you everything. 2022 test run, it worked. AI mapping out polymarket of an election for entertainment purposes only. Perfectly map it out. Well, the map that they said would happen happens. Just like ChatGPT having it write a report for you. Wow, look, it happened again. Poop, poop, poop. 45 win. They say 4 hours before. Elon Musk says, I know how he's going to win, exactly what it's going to be like. And he gets what he wanted because they already AI mapped it out and using all the modems and the open tabulators and the cheat code. Really, and again, all those lawsuits with the computer, with the loading machines, they gave them all the information they needed to know about the systems and how they worked and how to hack them. And guess what? The government has hackers and there's even like hackathons. People know how to hack. It's not like it's something or just some 16-year-old boy in his bedroom, the one kid knows how to hack. No, there's hackers everywhere. Everything. And you'll ask them, go find a hacker online and say, can anything be hacked? Is there anything that can't be hacked? And they'll say, literally nothing can't be hacked. Literally everything can be hacked. Everything. It's really dumb and naive to say that this couldn't happen. I never said it. I always said, yeah, I think they can be hacked, but people got mad at me, not you guys, but yeah. Okay, so 45. I've felt that since the election that, and even before, remember I said they're drugging him up. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look good. And it's almost like they were just giving him performance drugs to get him to the finish line. And then afterwards, I feel like he collapsed, which is why we haven't seen him. And that video and pictures of him from the other day, and by the way, I haven't watched him on the news. I don't watch news. I don't watch anything because I don't want to see him, hear about him, anything. But I happened to see this thing where he went to the rocket launch, which I secretly was like, well, Spirit, if you don't agree with Leland and Trump, and you don't like him sending all these rockets and destroying our atmosphere, then can you have it blow up? And it blew up. That wasn't me. It was the universe. Anyway, so they go and 45 is there and he looks really gaunt. Even his legs look gaunt. His face is sagging. His eyes are slits. He's got this horrible dark morgue, like corpse makeup on. And it's like he's barely, even his teeth look like they're about ready to just like collapse out of his face. And he looks like a corpse. And I swear something has happened to him. And, you know, I've always felt like they were keeping him around until they got him in, and then they're going to get rid of him. And I hate to say that for entertainment purposes only. I don't wish anything bad on anyone, but I kind of feel like that's what's going on. Also, I feel like when he had to sell his soul to make a deal with Uten and Leland, who are clearly working together for entertainment purposes only, that he literally sold the last bit of his soul. And then I think he's figured out that he has no power, that they have the power. And see, narcissists thrive off power. They thrive off the pain and the fear and emotions and sex of other people, their victims. And they love to have a ton of victims. And now he realizes that none of us want to see him on TV. None of us are hanging on to what he's doing, lawsuits, cases, all this propaganda, TV, etc. Like literally we have ghosted him out of our life. And I think you can see that he's lost all that source of the victims, because we just can't stand him. We don't know how we're going to get through all this, but one thing we do know is we can't be anywhere near him or look at him. And I really think, yeah, he sold his soul. He sees what happened, that he's not in charge, that Leland and JD Vance and Uten and them have tried to take over. Now, here's something else though, and this is where I'm probably not supposed to say it, and so this is all for entertainment purposes only. But I think he's close, you guys. I hate to say it. 45, Frump, does not look good. And it's their ultimate plan to take him out. And I think that they're doing it. And it's sad. Like, I warned him in my videos. I went online and I warned him and I said, they're going to do this to him. They're going to do this to you. And I warned MAGA, look what they're going to do to your beloved Frump. And they're, oh, shut up, you stupid liberal. They're doing it to him. So, like, literally, here's the thing. I think that we still are going to have recounts. I think that Biden does have a plan. I think this was all a setup and they fell for it. And Leland was really sloppy. He really messed up. And I think that 45 knows something with Biden and that it's perhaps a deal for entertainment purposes only. And he knows it's all over. He knows he has no power. But it might save his life. Now, if he goes ahead because the narcissist can't accept losing, it's done him in, right? It's done him in. Here's the thing. It would be the best saying, it could possibly save his life if he would say, I don't want to be president. I know it's like wish casting. Oh, she just doesn't want him to be. Seriously, human to human, with compassion in my heart, it might save his life. Otherwise, you could see he's not going to make it. So, do you see that color changing on my camera? Isn't that weird? It's like going from sort of red to a blue. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, that's about all I can muster out. Let me see if there's anything else. I do think that there might possibly be a secret deal with Biden. Remember when Trump went in the White House last week and Biden looked happy and everybody's like, why does he look so happy? Well, I think that he said to Trump, here's what's going to happen, MFer. I know what you did. I know what Leland did. We have all the evidence. So you just play along. And, and I like what Linda G said. She said that Biden is going to pardon all the military because, it's not 45. It's not Trump writing these horrible, threatening posts about the military with the immigrants and marching the streets and blah, 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 and getting rid of the military. That's Stephen Miller. That's these other people. 45 is barely hanging on, I'm telling you. And some people, okay, so moving on from that. Could Biden stay on and not certify anything, and then he stays as president until later on when everything's counted and everything comes out? Yeah, that could happen. I mean, it's not likely, right? But who's going to really be president if 45 would be do you really think they're going to wheel him in there like he is? He looks emaciated. Even his legs looked emaciated in his pants, walking up the walkway with Leland. They have, you know what it is? You know how Biden looked bad for a while? It's like that same dark energy that they put on Biden now is being put on 45. Sometimes it's best not to be king, to be honest. Now, Biden stands in the light. And I'll tell you something. Remember I said that Uten's wrath is what's causing all this like weather and these bombs? Why are we having hurricanes across the Midwest and on the West Coast over and over again? Something's messed up with that. Something's up with that. But anyway, Biden is in the mood to cause some trouble. He's in the mood to, I think he put Easter eggs in all like our government to keep 45 from doing harm, but it's really like Stephen Miller and others who are doing all this, making the moves. Trump is like not there. He's not there. Have you heard him on TV? Have you heard him in video? Have you seen? He's not there. It's weird. It's like elderly abuse. There's something weird going on with that. Really creepy. And again, I have compassion for him. Believe it or not, I do. I do. Because I know that he has the disease called narcissism, and he can't help it. He just couldn't accept losing and not being president, even though he doesn't want to be president. He doesn't, and it's going to kill him. And I say that I don't want bad things for him. I don't want it. I don't wish harm on anyone. I wish no harm. Okay, and this is all for entertainment purpose only. I don't wish anything bad on him or anyone. I only wish peace. I only wish good health for everyone, okay? This is more like my warning video of like, look, I see what's happening behind the scenes, and it's very dangerous and very bad for him. And if anyone really loved and cared for him, they would stop this now. But I do think that Biden has plans, and it would actually benefit 45. And I think that maybe he knows and is playing along. I don't know. That's just one theory. I'm rambling. Don Jr. in that video, reaching in his pants and getting obviously some cocaine and rubbing in his teeth, which is what addicts do. They rub it in their teeth so it goes straight to their bloodstream and then to their brain, so they're like instantly high. I've never done it, but I've seen it in movies. And that's the truth. I've never done it. But I know that's what they do. Now, was it AI? Some people say this AI. It could be. It kind of, 45 and Don Jr. kind of looked AI in that video, but then there's other videos where 45 is clearly there and walking around. So he's just, oh, well, that's the thing. Okay. Don Jr. It's like, because they think they have this power now, it's almost like they think they can get by with anything and it doesn't matter. So the real truth, you saw Bolsonaro was caught in an assassination plot against the new leader, which would be like something 45 would try to do, because he's aligned with Bolsonaro now. And also Getz did not Getz dropped out of the nomination, and that's because if he wasn't guilty, they would have released that report, so he clearly saw that I think the anonymous hacker got the report, and he saw that if he took that position, it was not going to end. They were going to release major information about his activity. Now, the other thing. Okay, what's the other thing? UAPs and UFOs. I was up last night. I woke up a whole bunch, and I kept looking at TikTok, and over again, video after video of people capturing UFOs or UAPs in the sky, these lights in the sky, and they're like, well, it's a UFO. And I thought, well, is this the aliens? Well, I wouldn't be surprised, because I feel like Uten has nefarious things that he wants to do, and 45's people has nefarious things that they want to do, and the aliens are like, nope, you're not going to get to do that. And I think they were scanning and changing energy, and they're also scanning where our nuclear placements are in our country. Now, for all entertainment purposes only. Now, some of them I think were fake, because I saw one that was a disc with it looked like Brady Bunch type of technology with lights. I'm like, dude, Greg Brady would make that. That doesn't look real. Other ones, I think they're real. It was like a smorgasbord of real and fake activity. But here's the thing, the aliens or intergalactic beings, what have you, are watching and interfering for our better good. And we should be grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. Now, I've seen in 2020 era, especially during the pandemic, because I was outside a lot and looking up at the sky, and I kept seeing these silvery balloon orb things with their own light. It wasn't like a disc, it didn't have funky 70s lights. Had its own light, kind of like orbs. Orbs have their own light. And think about it. The intergalactic beings, aliens, we're all light. Christ is light. We're light. It's all light. It's light. They don't need to have flying saucers and light bulbs, they have their own light. It's energy. And so what I saw was like a shape-shifting silver balloon. Each time I saw like 3 or 4 times different orby things in the sky, and they all looked like Mercury with the greenish bright neon light, pulsing light. It was their own light. To me, that's what when they come around, that's what they're going to look like. But I do feel like they're coming around, because they're like, oh hell no, you're not gonna hurt each other. You're not gonna round up immigrants and destroy humanity and women. I mean, this is time for women. This is time for compassion. This is the feminine, the divine feminine. So they're watching. Now, okay, back to Biden. Biden is, what he's doing to help Ukraine. I know people are like, oh, he's a warmonger. No, because they didn't ask for this war. They didn't ask for this war. And Putin has had years now to stop the war and to stop his attacks. We didn't want, and we had to. You know why we'd help them? Biden is with the divine, and he is being counseled by angels, and Beau Biden has been guiding him through all of this and through these final months of his presidency. And a lot of what you see he's doing, he's been guided by Beau. He's very connected to the divine. He's not a warmonger. He's a protector of democracy. Biden has always understood that if Ukraine fell, we would too. You notice how the certain people want Ukraine to fall. It's because they want democracy to fall. They're the same people connected to Project 2025 and all the horrible, dark intentions. I'm going to end it here because I think I'm done. But yeah, I think, you may go out tonight and see some lights. You may go out and see a UFO or a UAP or whatever you call it. They're around. They're scanning us. They're scanning for bad stuff, and they're exchanging energy, and they're looking for the light workers. They're trying to show that, yeah, you're not going to get by with this. You're not going to get by for the bad darkness that's around us right now. They're with us. And if there's no such thing as aliens, we're aliens. We're on a planet. We're on a star. We're flying around in space. So, I'll end it with this. After the election, I happened to turn on Jesus Christ Superstar because, I still don't have Wi-Fi, and I don't have cable, and so I found this old movie of Jesus Christ Superstar, and I was watching it, and I cried, and I believe in Jesus as a light. He came to earth as a light. God, or whoever the divine was like, well, I can't descend a ball of light because nobody will listen to that. So I had to send a man. So a man had to come. And he showed what light is. Light is unconditional love. He had healing abilities. He was, but limited in that he was just a man. But the light was that's what Christ is. And that light is in the menorah. It's in Hanukkah, it's in the Jewish faith, it's in the light of the Native American, it's in the Egyptian, it's in Buddha, it's in every religion, everything you can think of. The light, it's the light. What's the opposite of light? Darkness. Christ is the light. And so Judas got mad at Jesus and was like, why do you have a prostitute touching you and rubbing your feet? And Jesus was like, how dare you judge her? You know nothing about her. And that made me cry, because here we are, women have been attacked. I mean, really, this was a war against women when they stole this election for entertainment purpose only. And Jesus stood up for Mary Magdalene. It's like, she's the light because she loves me unconditionally, and I love her unconditionally. And everyone has that opportunity to love unconditionally. Be the light. Be the light on earth. That's what Christ is. That's what Jesus is. And the reason why he didn't die was because you didn't extinguish the light. Now Judas, who had to betray him, loved Jesus. He was so jealous. He was jealous. That's why he got mad, because he just wanted Jesus to love him. Please, Jesus, love me. And I feel like that's what a lot of manga people are. Please love me. And all they have to do is let go of their anger and realize that that light is inside of them. It's not in 45. It's not in any doctrine. It's not in any politician or anything. It's inside of each one of us. It's the only thing that's real. It connects all of us. And when you are anti-light, you're actually anti-Christ, anti-Jesus, anti-Buddha, anti-all of it. The light is the universe. It is Jesus. It is Christ. It's everything. Judas betrayed Jesus because he was so jealous and so afraid of being alone. And then he ended up being this betrayer. His name, very name, means betrayal. And yet that itself was a sacrifice, that he sacrificed his name for all of time. Jesus gets to be the hero. But Judas he played the role of the villain, all because he wanted to be loved. But now, and you know what I mean? The light, the anti-light. Always choose the light. Choose the light. But see, he is the light. I mean, that's the thing. That's what forgiveness is, to seeing the ultimate. What the intention was just that he just wanted to be loved. So I feel like, and here's something else. I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and at the end of the movie, what did he have to do? What did Dell, or no, what's his name? Steve Martin got off the, realized, oh my God, this guy was so annoying, but you know what? We really love each other. He's my brother now, and he can come to my house, and he's my best friend now, and we've been through all this together. And really, it was both of them faced each other's worst selves and each other, and then became friends and humans, saw each other as human beings. We came to that level of seeing each other as a human being. And isn't that what it's all about? So at some point, we still have to all come back together. Us liberals, us MAGA, we all have to come back together at some point. Let's hope that we don't have to go through all of the horrible Project 2025 hellscape, which is really anti-Christ, anti-light. It's the worst nightmare ever, thinking about it. I'm glad that I'm glad there's still some semblance of ethics. Like we said, no, you can't represent America when you have a past like that. No. And he actually, like Nixon, and oh my God, I've always seen Matt Gaetz as Nixon. His face is just like, and I was like, maybe that was Nixon's, because I've always, for years now, I've said Matt Gaetz remind me of Richard Nixon. And see how Richard Nixon had the grace to step down when he saw that he had done, and then he had the grace come over him. Not saying Gaetz will, but because he did some pretty horrible things. But see, it's that same energy of, I still have some dignity. I still have some ethics. The ethics of not forcing myself in a position that when it's wrong, when I've done wrongdoing. 45's never had that. Like, he needs to learn that, but that's because he's a narcissist. But anyway, I'll stop here. And by the way, there's one narcissist, which is like the devil, and everyone else is just playing a role for the narcissist as a figure, like a game player on earth. Just like there's one Jesus or one Christ or one light, and all the rest of us are the light workers. It's a battle of the empath and the narcissist. Anyway, I'll be quiet. Thanks for listening. Guys, have a great day.